folks. Home from the field. A long work day. Getting together the energy to feed everyone. It's been really warm out. And part of really warm means that the pigs want to cool down. And like, let's be clear. Really warm means it's almost up to 25 degrees Celsius today. We've still been having, you know, nights down to 10 Celsius and just like barely any days without rain. Actually, I don't know if we've had any days without rain. We keep having a nice downpour somewhere between, I don't know, like 2 o'clock and 6 or 7 in the afternoon. But they've been digging these big holes in the damp part of the grass or of the mud so that they can dig a hole and then lie in it, and it's nice and cool there. And then it warms up from the sun, and then they dig another hole somewhere slightly different. I'm not entirely sure what Rapunzel here is doing to Apricot's eye. She's just sniffing her eyes. Hey, Missy. Yeah, we have greatly expanded our wallow, and we're really enjoying it. What are you doing to her eye, honey? We don't lick each other's eyes. She's not really into it. Are you just eating the bugs off it? It's a bad bug year. It's a bad black fly year right now. I'm getting lots of bites. Everyone's getting lots of bites. Hey, Piggo. That is the last one to have been castrated. Smallest one. Just making sure that he looks like he's healing up right. He looks okay. I am about to go get a wheelbarrow load of weeds and feed it to them. Hey, Hooligan. Hey, Miss Hooligan. The babies have got tall enough and got enough weight that in some cases they ground enough that the electric fence will get them. In some cases they're tall enough that the electric fence will get them. I don't think that one is there. But one of them was walking under the electric fence and squealing. Which honestly, if I wanted to train them really well to the fence, what I would do is I would run a lower strand of electric as well, so that there was never a time when they didn't touch it. You could see someone down there just touched one, or touched the strand, and then they would learn that they can't go through it at all. Not right now. What they learn is that sometimes they can and sometimes they can't if they just do the right things, which is basically teaching them that they can break the fence and to look harder for a solution because there is a solution, and that's not super great. We don't want them to learn that, really. This is, because this is a permanent winter pen here, I need to get some very solid fencing on it. Right now it obviously does not have very solid fencing. I think livestock panels. Hey, mister. What's the difference between those two, eh? 8 weeks difference. Hey, Avaloo. Avaloo has been feeling a bit under the weather. Or maybe he doesn't like me leaving and going to work. Oh boy. You can see along here in these cages are apple trees that were planted last year, and then the geese ate them down. And I put sleeves on them, plastic sleeves, so the geese, like that sleeve right there, so the geese couldn't eat them over the winter. And now they've got multiple trunks, and I'm thinking about keeping those and giving them a very low vase shape, kind of like this one here. Has multiple trunks, is not as strong. Like when the wood connects together like that, it doesn't interleave with itself as well. So it's more likely that one of those branches will fall. However, I like the idea of like an open vase shape like that. Granted, the geese eat up until about 5-6 feet, which is not great. Have some nice apples coming on this tree. Last year this tree had the small apples, and this tree had the big apples. But you can see it's the other way around this year. Granted, this tree has lots of damage. You can see here my hose where it connects has a bit of a leak. There's a washer in there, or O-ring. What's it called? There's a term for it. But it's actually leaking out of a different part of the hose. So at some point I could fix that. The water is leaking out there too, and I need to replace that tap. I have the tap, I just need to spend some time on YouTube and figure out how to replace it. Here are our ducklings. I turned this water on when I got home, and it is now flowing out of the pond. The ducklings were all lined up in a row in the sunshine. Mom is like, no, get away from those very scary humans. That's fair. So this is about 10 minutes. 10 minutes ago that water was perfectly clean. We can take this down for the pigs. Usually this just completely dries up, and it absolutely did not dry up this year. Just so wet. I moved the, oh, that was cute. That is cute. She's like, I just want to lie somewhere cool while I feed the babies. Totally understandable. Totally. Anyhow, I need to get this hay moved down and put it up around the base of the potatoes. They're starting to flower, so it's the right time to do that. Losing so much water pressure there and there. Hi, geese. Oh, those are the youngest goslings. Look at them. Except for bathtub goose, of course, who is the youngest gosling that thinks it's a person. Checking this pepper greenhouse here. eggplant greenhouse. I feel bad for this greenhouse because we had no heat. And the peppers are not doing terrible, but they're way behind. We'll see what happens. The eggplants are flowering at least. Did a ton of weeding yesterday. Pulled out a bunch of wheelbarrows full of weeds. The peas were supposed to be like a shrub or a bush type pea, but clearly they're not. So they really should have had a trellis. I guess I could put together a trellis for them still. The turnips are doing great. The beets are doing well. Need to clear out that middle bed and put in my daikon and Napa cabbage for kimchi this fall. You need to put those things in. I need to put those things in after July, at least after mid-July, because if I put them in before, then they see the day length and they go to seed. So the geese have like super trampled and pulled a bunch of the weeds out of the wheelbarrow, but the rest of them need to go to the pigs. I'm really curious about this quinoa here as to how it does. That one really looks like it's going to flower more than any of the other ones. I hope it doesn't cross with the lamb's quarters. They're closely related. I don't know how closely. Very pleased with the way the Brussels sprouts look. Not pleased with the way these beans look, even though I dug out a lot of the weeds. So yeah, just I should have, if I had planted a bunch more greens, my garden would be doing better. It's always just a balance, like warm weather versus cold weather crops. If we had had a super hot summer, then a different set of things would be doing well. This isn't a gate, it's just a cattle or a hog panel cleaned up like that. And here are my potatoes. These ones are doing very nicely. And these ones are doing magnificently. Flowers aren't quite open, but you can see them there. Normally, people save seed from potatoes, or like they save the potatoes and they cut up the potatoes and eat, or and regrow the plants from the potatoes, and so it's a cloning process. But some people will save the seeds from flowers. Not all potatoes flower well or produce very viable seed. And anytime you save the seed from a potato, you are probably getting a new variety. You're probably creating a variety. So I've thought about collecting seed if these guys make any berries this year. And this is my corn. I'm not doing much, but it's not going to do anything this summer. But in between it, there's some beets and some dill. Those will probably do something for me. We'll see. Meanwhile, I remember I was talking about biodiversity and how I like different varieties of things. You'll notice this is it's called a Russian blue or Russian purple potato. And this one here is a different kind of potato. And the leaves they look different. And then over here, this is parsley growing in between these squash and onions here. But over here, you can see that the leaf looks different again. And if we go back to this original patch, suspect we will find yet another different set of leaves. And the differences are kind of subtle. Well, maybe not. There's a red vein on the one I'm holding. But this is rounder versus pointier. These little things show up more on some than others. It's just neat to see things growing that are similar but different. I enjoy it. My deck there with some tomatoes that aren't doing much, honestly. So the geese have been excluded from this area here for a while. A month. Maybe 5 weeks. And you can see the difference. How short the grass is here and how long it is here. If I let them into here, probably the first thing they'll do is eat the corn. I don't think they'll go for the potatoes first because they do prefer grass and clover. But corn is like a super tasty treat. Alright, you can see here, there's like one potato right there. This was a potato patch last year. It was part of breaking the ground. I probably need to do something again next year because the grass didn't get completely obliterated as you see there. But a couple of the potatoes survived the winter, didn't get harvested, got missed, and are growing in there. These here are suckers from those trees. Just checking on things. Hey quail, I have your babies that, oh, don't mind the pig's head. They're just picking the last of the meat off of it. Hey quails, I have your babies. At some point they're going to have to be introductions and no one's going to like it. Apparently this is the time of year that I always do my quail. Okay, friend rooster. He's just hoping that I'm going to feed something, which I am, but not right away. How are we doing in here, little chicks, little chicks? Wow, they're getting big fast. And they got a whole bunch of greens that they've eaten some of, but not all of. See how they're getting feathers? They're just so ugly. I wish you weren't so ugly. They'll grow up and be pretty chickens. It's just, while they're getting their feathers, there's a lot of awkwardness going on. At some point, I will start to be able to tell who is a rooster and who is a hen of those babies. And I am about to start hatching some duck eggs. Oof, they've picked up all this. There we go. Oh look, they picked all the leaves off the weeds, so there's just stems left. Anyhow, these ducks have been laying some eggs for me, and it's about time for me to try hatching some of their eggs since they didn't do it very well on their own. Hey guys. There we go. The ducks are just like going in a circle. You can go outside. Yeah, go outside. If it makes you more comfortable, go outside. I just want that egg. Ah! Don't break the egg! Don't break the egg! Don't break the egg! Thank you. I'm not sure who laid that egg, but that is awkward. So I took the eggs this morning. Oof. Oh shoot, these don't fit in my pocket. What am I doing? What am I going to do with these eggs? I can't even hold all 4 of them, let alone manage doors. I'm not always the smartest person. Just like, I want you to know that. I don't make these videos so that you can do the things that I'm doing. I make the videos so that you can have a sense of what exactly, like, how much chaos is happening over here. How do I... Camera. How do I close this without balancing the camera on my tummy? Okay. That's done. Hey folks. You're very cute. You know that? You're like ugly cute. Like, very cute. And they say that, like, the speed at which the feathers come in different parts of their bodies, like if the feathers come in on the wings first, or are supposed to be able to indicate whether they're hens or roosters. Definitely the shape of the feathers on the neck and the shape of the tail feathers will indicate that. Roosters have like long, kind of flowy feathers. But who knows? We're not there yet. And honestly, I'm really bad at being able to tell. So I just wait until they start crowing. And, oh my goodness, how do I get out this door? It's so difficult. This here is a waterer, an automatic waterer. You fill it up and it puts out just a little bit of water at a time. It's super great for chicks, but they scratch so much dirt into it that it was just always full of dirt and they were never getting any water. So that was, you know, some things are great ideas in theory, and then in practice they're just not as good. There are a surprising number of farming things like that. These white flowers are oxeye daisy. So I don't want you to go out and eat daisies that you have at home based on what I'm telling you here, because there are several different kinds of plants that have flowers that look exactly like this. But oxeye daisies are an invasive weed in my area, I think in all of British Columbia. And they're also super tasty and tangy. They taste like chrysanthemums, if you've ever had like Chinese chrysanthemum greens. Super tasty. Edible flowers. We're definitely in edible flower season. Like I don't have that many flowers on my property, but right now I could probably lay my hands on like six different kinds of flowers if I wanted to. If I liked you very much and wanted to impress you, I could make a salad out of only flowers, and it would be beautiful. And then we would need to go like barbecue a sausage or something to eat with it. Those purple ones are comfrey. Those white ones are arugula. And the yellow ones to the right of them are bok choy, all extremely edible. The borage is around the other side. Super edible. pea flowers, super edible. A couple dandelion flowers in there in the back. Can you see in the middle? Super edible. It's definitely that time of year. Pineapple weed is that ferny thing in there. You get that a lot in cities. It's related to chamomile. Super edible, but honestly, I would... Hey, puppy, you would like an egg. You're being very good because you would like an egg. These dogs would really like eggs. We'll do tricks for eggs. Got cut off there for a second. This always happens. No dogs. Okay, well, I'm going to go feed things. And you are going to have a wonderful afternoon, if you can at all. Hang in there if not. Take care.